Marriage is work, but it doesn't have to feel like a job. Over the years, I found 3 simple things that I've done for my hubby, and it's completely changed the way that we connect. It's not about grand gestures or being the perfect wife. It's about pouring into him, protecting our peace, and seeing him for who he's becoming, not just who he is today. These 3 shifts have made our marriage stronger, healthier, and honestly, way more fun. So let's talk about it. I'm Allie Welsh, your host, your unfiltered bestie, and your guide to building the business and life that you actually love. So grab your coffee, your wine, or whatever helps you deal with your ish, and let's do this. Welcome to Healing Ish. So the 3 things that I stand by when it comes to my marriage is number 1, you need to speak life into your spouse. I have spoken to so many couples. I have helped a lot of couples, just my friends, and I swear by this, what you tell your spouse, they will become. And so you have to be so protective of the words that you speak to your spouse, whether that's your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever you're in a relationship with, your fiance. It is so crucial that you protect their peace, you protect their confidence. And so I will never speak ill to my spouse. I remember early on in Matthew and I's marriage, I just always spoke life into him, whether that's, at a business path or whether that's something he's struggling with personally. I've always just tried really hard to just speak life into him. And I swear he's done that to me. And it saddens me because oftentimes marriage and relationships, it can be very head on. And the reality of it is that you should be approaching and attacking everything side by side. So the park bench approach, which I live by, you're a team. And so if you're a teammate and you're doing life together and you love each other, why would you speak ill to each other? That doesn't get you closer to the end result. And I remember a very crucial point in Matthew and I's relationship where this stuck out the most. I remember him and I were going to start from scratch in business, and I saw him completely defeated. I saw him completely, just utterly heartbroken in a sense, because everything that he had built was ripped away from him. And I remember I looked at him and I said, you got this. You can do this. You're the best of all time. You're the greatest of all time. It's just looking at him and saying, we can do it, and pouring life into him and telling him that I believed in him and that I loved him. I saw a look in his eyes where he was like, okay, I can do this. And what's sometimes so hard is sometimes that's all somebody needs to hear. And that's all someone needs, that they're just needing that extra push of belief, because we live in a society where belief is taken from us so early and at such a young age. And when I did that, and then I saw him having that support and him having that love from me and him having that belief, what I saw him use that and then turn it in to something so great, it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And I've also done the opposite, where I've done, spoken doubt or spoken worry or spoken fear, and that doesn't help any situation. And so when you start to speak life into your spouse, what you speak, you will become. And when you start to do that and you start to tell people how great they are and how they can achieve anything, watch what people around you, watch how your husband or your wife, watch how your brother, your sister, whatever relationship you're in, watch that transform. And it's truly incredible. So secondly, one thing I've always done is I've always tried to protect him from all negativity, because what had happened was early on in my relationship, when I first was dating Matthew, I remember we started business together and we would go to the office together. And in the morning, I would just be venting to him. I would be talking about all these stupid things. To me at the time, they were big things, just things that don't really matter. And it got to the point where he was like, listen, you're going to have to drive separately to the office. And I was like, why? And he's like, because I can't start my day with all this negativity. I need to be in a good space. I need to be, and I'm naturally a very positive person, but some of us do, we vent and we have things that go on. And I didn't realize how much that affected him until he made me get in another car, drive myself to the same location because he didn't want to be around that. And that's when I had to look inward and be like, okay, I can't keep doing this. Like this is not what I want for our relationship. And if this is how he's feeling, imagine how so many other couples are feeling. Reverse, I was like, imagine if he did that to me. And that self-realization completely turned into something that literally changed our marriage and changed our relationship. There's a study that says negative people make you sick, and that negativity first thing in the morning can completely alter and ruin your day. So I've always protected him from that, and I stand by it. And he does the same for me. Like, unless it's super important and it's like actually going to, affect us long term, then we'll deal with it. But if it's something that I can handle, like, I'm okay doing that. Number 3 is I've always chased him, in a sense of like, I know, ladies, you're not going to like this because the man should chase the woman, but like, I've always chased my husband, in a sense of I've always seen him 10 years from now or 5 years from now. So when I first met him, we were 21 years old. Backstory, I actually met him in high school, but we never dated or anything like that. And when we reconnected, we were 21, and I remember I literally fell in love with him, but I saw him for who he can become. I never saw him for the 21-year-old. I saw his potential. I used to imagine him, what he would be like as a husband, as a father, and I've always chased that 5-year version of him. And I think that's done so much for our marriage. I think it's kept things interesting. It's kept things spicy. But truthfully, like, I know his potential. I've always seen the end result. And so if you're in a relationship right now and you're struggling and you're like I'm upset with the situation, like, people can grow. And so to grow, you need to have a good environment. So that means you need to speak life into them. You need to protect them, and you need to also see them for who they will become. And I promise you, when you do that, it'll completely change your marriage, completely change your relationship. And here's the deal. Like, when I completely decided to try my best to remove as much negativity from our relationship as possible, it's not perfect, but when I tried to do that, it created a more positive, loving environment for my marriage and my relationship to grow. And so, to be honest, this isn't something that you should just do in your marriage. It should be something that you do in all relationships that you have. You should speak life into people. You should protect people, and you should envision people for who they can become. But at the end of the day, like, when I really implemented this with my husband, it completely changed our relationship. And the cool thing is he's doing it now to me. And at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to take the lead in that area and really, really step foot and hone into that. And if you do this, I can guarantee that your marriage, your relationship, your friendships will be way better. All right, friends, that's it for today. If you felt called out in a good way, I love that for you. If something hit home, let it sit, rewind it, journal it, or just cry in your car like the rest of us. Either way, if this helped you grow, laugh, or feel a little bit more human, go ahead and like the video, drop a comment, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you're feeling extra healed-ish today, share this with somebody that needs it. I'll see you soon. If this hit home for you, don't forget to like the video, drop a comment, and of course, subscribe so we can keep this conversation going.